Welcome, you're watching Discovering Panacea and I am Piyush. The main purpose of this channel is to give solution to the problems which world is facing right now. Are you concerned about humanity? Are you looking for answers to save the world from this economic recession? If the answer is yes to any of these questions, then this video is for you. We are looking for people around the globe who have the answer for these socio-economic problems. Please do contact us if you want to know how you can be a part of our discussions. Since 1970s, Ganesh Bhat has been involved in many PROUT movements. Currently, he works under the flag of PROUTist Forum. He is also the training secretary of PROUTist Bloc India. On 6th April 2020, Ganesh Bhat sent a letter to Prime Minister of India suggesting some solutions to the problem which currently world is facing. It involves all the practical implementations on strategies which can India implement in order to save its economic crisis. This interview was recorded on 28th of April 2020. In last video, he talks about the implementation plan and strategies which can help government to solve these issues. In this video, he talks about how we can face the economic challenge, how planning needs to be done, how PROUT philosophy is different from socialism and capitalism.
The major reason of recession and depression is concentration of wealth. That is nothing but stopping rolling of money. If when there is concentration of wealth in the hands of few, particularly this rolling of money will be stopped, and they would like to maximize their profit. And in present day or the present conditions, it is only the speculative activity which brings the maximum profit, which is naturally unproductive. That again adds to the reeling of recession, and it turns into depression. So certain of those suggestions also given it to our present government. We don't know to what extent they will seriously study it or not, but it is our duty, I feel.
Definitely, and that was very detailed. You have covered like each and every point that how you can possibly face this kind of challenge, because right now all over the world everybody is concerned that the whole crisis that how we are going to face, and even the economic forum and IMF, these kind of huge organizations, they have said that this will be way worse than 2008 depression, and 2008 depression, we all know that how bad it was. So I really don't understand that how we are going to face this kind of challenge in this 2020.
See, the problem simply is, with due respect to all the Nobel laureates, all the great economists of the world, see, they have been thinking in a capitalistic framework. So what is required is they have to think this beyond this capitalistic framework. They have to think beyond that, where the concept of resources itself is limited in a capitalistic thinking. I can give an example. The most of the thinking of the concept of resource concerns only physical resource, and moreover, their concept is that the resources are not spread all over the world. Their resources are kept only in some places, and all the resources are not available. So here we have to think in a different way, like how plant resources can be utilized, and what are the things we can manufacture with the available resources. That's why, as the PROUT says, it is localize the economy. The needs of the people has to be met by locally available resources. So this can be easily be done only if our people start thinking in that way. There, in the present economic system, they have already accepted the gap between the haves and have-nots. They always think that by taxing the richer class, they will be able to give or pass on the benefits to the lower class. This is not certainly going to be practical. See, I have suggested one more point also in this government. Government has certain job creation programs like Menrega and all those things where they employ people. They are supposed to work for 8 hours and only limited number of people get it. I have requested the PM not to create such a situation where people will feel that they don't get a job or that they are mm, having a begging hand. That is, they are being fed by the those. For that, what they can do is reduce the working hours. Why 8 hours? Reduces to 4 hours, 3 hours, so that everybody in that area gets a working opportunity or an employment opportunity. And second, all these government schemes, they have restricted the number of jobs or the work which can be taken into these schemes. So they have to think beyond that. What are all the jobs which can be taken up? One thing, one principle let us follow, that some tangible asset or the asset we can see either for cooperative sector or maybe the public sector or for even private sector. Let us try to create it by employing these people. That is going to help the country. Even if it is in any sector, the country's tangible assets are increased, and that in turn will again create employment opportunities. So this principle, I believe, has to be locally modified, but the principle is globalize humanity, localize the economy, stands.
What you suggest to a general public, general people around the globe, like as a person, what we can do on our part to to save our jobs, to save businesses which we are running locally, or we are working for some companies. How a person can right now face this kind of economic challenge at this point of time?
See, at this point, the duty of the planners as well as so-called, I would say, social workers, including we PROUT, we will have to induce confidence among the people about one thing, that every area is endowed with one or the other type of resource, and the God has, if one believes in God. Otherwise, in nature has given us ample opportunities to make a decent living. I underline the word decent living in every area wherever there is human population. So that is the confidence of a proudist, of the proud philosophy also. That's how I conceive it.
Uh, sometimes this question comes up that we like this pandemic is global, and there is a requirement, like as you said, that there should be a local to global planning. Like firstly we should start from local. So how you suggest, like for example in US people are struggling for jobs, whereas in India people are struggling for basic food and necessities at this point of time. So how how localized system will work?
The localized system will work like, first is the basic unit of planning is a block. A block means some area, it is not so much rigid that the population should not exceed 1 lakh. Under Indian conditions, an area which may contain around a lakh, maybe a little more or less. In US also something, it may be little less because the area has to be there, maybe a little bigger there. So where, with, as I said earlier, in a balanced economic based on balanced economic principles. We will have to start industries, maximum number of industries in every place. Then agriculture has to be taken into consideration. This all comes under what we call the people's economy of PROUT, where first our attempt should be to give the basic necessities of life to everyone, rather assure it that it is produced locally as far as possible. Mostly, in some cases, it may not be possible within a block, but certainly it will be possible within uh, one or two blocks or three blocks. That is what we call intra-block planning. Or it may be, certainly it will be available within the socio-economic zone which we have carved out. So the propounders of PROUT has made lot of homework, and he has already demarcated such zones. He has suggested 44 such zones for India. He has made it so easy for the present day planners that they need not bother about it, and he has already suggested 241, including these 44, for the entire globe. So people have to be grateful to him, so that you have a ready-made answer sheet here. Take it and go on continuing the work. Certainly one can cross-verify all these things, that whatever self-sufficient socio-economic zones have been suggested by the propounder of PROUT, Shri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar, it is very much in uh, order, very much economical, rather like an economic unit. It fits into the economic principles as well. So let anybody cross-verify it. That's a challenge from PROUT. It is possible. So they have to think in a different way, that come out of the myth that it is only the few investors who are going to create jobs or something like that. It's a myth, what we call the capitalistic myths. One has to come out of that. Certainly then we will be able to do it.
From last like more than a decade, we have seen that right now we can clearly say that capitalism is gone. Capitalism is no more working for us, and we have already seen socialism. That how Marx theory has failed, how nations has failed when they took these theories. So it sometimes the thing you're telling us that PROUT is the solution, that it seems something like uh, socialism, that and we already know that socialism has failed. That how you we don't have capitalism, we don't have socialism, then how you can differentiate PROUT with these two, how it is different?
See, PROUT basically differs from all this. We in PROUT we consider uh, communism or Marxism as a state capitalism, because the principle there is to maximize their profits, number one, whether it is to the government or to the uh, individuals or companies or whatever it is. Next point comes where we totally differ with others is about the concept of resources and utilization of resources, for which purpose it should be used and in what way it should be used. So there itself there is a total difference. That is why it is people's economy. PROUT is people's economy, where then individual as the collectivity, that is what we call maybe a society or a collective of human beings, their needs are the priority. They are the focal point. How to increase their living standard, how to increase their purchasing capacity. We don't bother about per capita income. So all these capitalism, communism, socialism, they have one common thing, that they are materialistic philosophies. They hardly think beyond it. For them, economics is nothing but some mathematics connected with some uh, physical benefits or physical, uh, say, necessities being complied, or something like that, some luxuries or something connected with only this much. Actually, economics is something beyond that. Economics and what we think of Arthashastra, they are not equal. They are not actually the same. Whereas we now translate economics into Arthashastra. The meaning of Arthashastra as per Indian philosophy is something far beyond this. PROUT is an Arthashastra in real terms, because it considers human being in three strata: physical, psychological or mental, and spiritual level. Whereas other economic theories, they are concerned only with physical level. Even the present situation in India, let me talk about India, of this reverse migration. Why did the people run away from the cities and came to their hometowns or home villages? It is more the psychology. When the fear of corona was being shown to them in a, say, 1,000 times proportionate, in a draconian way, they said, we don't mind dying of this corona disease or something, but we don't want to die of uh, hunger. We don't want to die of hunger in an unknown place or in a place which is not mine. So they have that psychological attachment with the place. Economics is also psychology. Whereas the present day capitalistic economy uses this psychology for enhancing or increasing their marketing techniques. But it doesn't really recognizing their subtlety of that connection with the economy. So that is, PROUT differs in many aspects and stands unique from all these philosophies. That's why we, and I would again say, I believe that PROUT is the only answer. Only answer. I can prove it in different sectors. How PROUT is the only philosophy which can solve the problems of that sector. Take agriculture, take industry, take retailing. I can show how PROUTistic solution will solve those problems.
This was the second part of the interview with Ganesh Bhat. In the next part, you'll find about do and don'ts which government has to take care of and the timelines on which we will be able to implement these steps to make the economy better and stronger. Thanks for watching this video. Please do comment below if you have any questions regarding this video, and also do let us know on which topic or challenge you want us to make videos on. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. You are watching Discovering Panacea.